Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the next bit of DLC that's coming out for Destiny 2 as a part of the Year of Prophecy and a launch into their next big chapter, their next big saga called the Fate Saga. The Year of Prophecy is going to kick off July 15th with the Edge of Fate, their next big DLC, along with Renegades in December as a part of their second DLC. One of the big changes for Destiny this year is that instead of launching one big DLC like they did with the Witch Queen, the Final Shape, and Lightfall, they are doing two significant ones with a major mid-season update, if you will, for the year. And that's going to be the new trajectory. So we'll talk a bit about the roadmap, what the DLCs cost, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty with the games and whatnot in the next DLC. So Bungie had an announcement earlier this week on Tuesday talking about the Year of Prophecy and the Edge of Fate. Again, the Edge of Fate being their next DLC. Let's just jump into the roadmap here. The roadmap here is going to be two major expansions that they're talking about. They also announced the names of their next expansions as well. But the first expansion is coming out July 15th. The Edge of Fate. And with that, it's going to be, looks like one large season as opposed to 4 small seasons or 3 episodes. They're doing what looks like one large season with a major update in the mid-season. The season is going to be called Reclamation, and there is going to be 2 rewards pass. I believe rewards pass is replacing what was originally battle passes. When you pre-order the Edge of Fate or Renegades, it does come with one of those rewards passes. However, if you want the second rewards pass, while no pricing has been announced, I'm assuming it's probably going to be anywhere from $10 to $15. The second major update coming to Destiny is going to be Renegades. That launches December 2nd, and that season is going to be called Lawless. That launches alongside Renegades. Each DLC is going to either have a new dungeon or a new raid. The raid is going to be launching with the Edge of Fate, and dungeon's going to be launching with Renegades here. There's going to be new missions, a new location, new gear, new weapons, all of the things that we love about Destiny. So if you pre-order the Edge of Fate, it is going to be $40. That comes with the campaign, a new raid, 1 active rewards pass, and then 2 pre-order bonuses. If you decide to get the Year of Prophecy, then that's going to be $80. That's going to include both the Edge of Fate and Renegades. It's going to include the new raid and dungeon that launches alongside each of those campaigns. It's going to include all 4 battle passes. Again, the one that comes with the season, and 3 more battle passes. Again, they're called rewards pass, and there is more to unlock with that as well. You get an exotic ghost, a legendary emblem, an exotic ship, and another legendary emblem, and those ship and emblem come in September 9th. Again, that's the mid-season update that happens during the Edge of Fate. You can also pre-order their Ultimate Edition, which is $100. The $100 comes with all of the things that I just listed previously, as well as New Land Beyond, a old exotic Brockbat into the fold. You also get some ornaments that are Star Wars inspired. Kind of fits into what Renegades is going to be looking like here in December as a part of their Star Wars inspiration, if you will. Just something to note here, while no pre-order bonus or pre-orders have gone live for Renegades, it's safe to assume that it's probably also going to be $40, and you'll get the same thing as the Edge of Fate pre-order, with the exception of, instead of a raid, you get a dungeon. So what I love about this specifically is that in previous seasons, you had to have some sort of dungeon key. You had to spend $100 because you wanted to get all 4 seasons and whatnot. What I love about this is they are simplifying the process. There's no more dungeon key. There's no more raid key or anything like that. You get the campaign, you get the raid. It's only $40 this time as opposed to $100. So I really love that they're kind of taking this approach. If you're looking to get involved into it, you can just use the get the one DLC for $40, or you can get both for $80 and get some of these extra bonuses. I personally ended up pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition, which included New Land Beyond, which again is a weapon that was previously in Destiny 1. They are bringing it to Destiny 2, and I'm very excited about the new weapon. All right, let's jump into some of the details that's coming with the Edge of Fate. Again, very excited for this. So there's going to be new weapons, new gear, new enemies, along with a new destination called Kepler. Kepler is going to have a Metroidvania approach to the level design. They are bringing 3 new abilities to it, which do not sound like class abilities. They sound more like world abilities, if you will. The big one is going to be called Matter Spark, which is changes your form, allowing you to kind of turn into a ball of lightning, if you will, that allows you to get through tight spaces, jump, and get across terrain, as well as becoming a rolling force of destruction, as they say here. There's going to be 2 other ones. One's called a Relocator Cannon, and the other one is going to be called Matter Morph. The Relocator Cannon is going to allow you to get across the map very, very quickly. Matter Morph, which they did show off a bit in the reveal, allows you to use Strand and Dark Matter. Dark Matter being what this Kepler world is made of. It's not any new ability that we will get in our class, but Dark Matter and Strand allow you to manipulate the world around you, build bridges and things like that with your Strand abilities. That's very, very exciting. One of the other big changes coming with the Edge of Fate is this new portal menu. The portal menu essentially breaks down activities into solo activities, fire team activities, Pinnacle, and Crucible. One of the major changes with the Edge of Fate is now you can get up to Pinnacle cap with the Crucible ops. You can also use fire team ops to get into your standard strikes, or Pinnacle ops to get up to your high level as well. Solo ops, again, is a quick 5 to 10 minute activities just to get you in and out, get your quests done, get your bounties done. I'll be curious to see how this unfolds. This seems more like it's meant for new players as opposed to seasoned players. Hopefully we still have access to the world and we can jump into the things that we want to, but I do believe that the portal is going to unlock the ability for people to get comfortable with the game, a bit more approachable, explore as needed for new players. I also like that Crucible players will now be able to get up to the highest tier weapons as well and be able to pursue and enjoy the game that way. Now, one of the biggest changes that I am excited for is going to be Armor 3.0. Armor 3.0 and this tiering system allows you to combine sets to get set reward bonuses, as well as the new stat system. Jumping over here, they have removed mobility, recovery, and resilience from the game, and they're replacing it with weapons, health, and class. I have been begging Bungie to do this for some time. I always felt mobility was a useless stat, with the exception of to hunters. I always felt that recovery was a relatively useless stat, and people just ended up being locked at 100 resilience for their builds and whatnot to get the maximum amount of armor. I love that they are setting mobility to 1 stat. Again, they haven't announced what that's going to be. The other thing is that they are changing recovery. So hunters and warlocks, rejoice. You now have the ability to build into your class ability without having to build into recovery or mobility. Titans always got the sharp end in the sense that they could build into resilience and also build into their class ability at the same time. So you can see on here that the weapons health and class stat all will help with your weapon handling as well as damage. It'll determine how much health you get or how much you recharge from picking up an order power or whatever other health stat. And then you can build into class so that you can just separate these abilities away from what it was before. I love this new approach. I'm very, very excited about it. One of the other big changes about the Armor 3.0 is that you can now go past 100. So you can actually go up to 200 on any of these stats here. So they still have grenade, they still have your super, they still have melee. Intellect is changing a little bit as well with the super stat. However, again, you can increase the damage done, you can increase how quickly you get it back when you hit 100 and go past 100. I am so excited for these changes here. I think this is going to be great for build crafting, and now you can build specifically into a single stat as opposed to building into your class ability as well as sacrificing something else. So love this new approach here. I think this is going to be great for build crafting. The other big thing that they're changing is now they have set rewards, so you can either wear 2 pieces or 4 pieces for armor sets. I always thought armor sets were pretty much useless, so I love that they are bringing in these bonuses. They have not talked a lot about what these set bonuses will look like, but presumably you will need to at least have 2 or 4. Maybe they'll have some sets where you can have 3. I also love that they've only maxed it out to 4. We'll see if they have something for 5, but 4 allows us to get the set advantage as well as still using some sort of exotic piece of class item or preferred class item such as artifice armor. The other tiering system, which I'll discuss with the weapons here, is that the new tiering system will allow you to show off that you've done the highest level of activity. The higher the tier, the more likely you are to take on a challenge. Once you've completed that challenge, you should get the highest tier weapons. As far as these individual perks, I don't know if they've used Ascendant Alloys to get all of these perks up, or if this just came as a part of the tiering system. They haven't really gone into the nitty gritty with this, but as you can see here, almost everything has been upgraded to its maximum level. That is also very exciting. I look forward to seeing how this manifests in game, especially as someone who has a vault full of weapons that I don't use. I love to be able to use this tiering system to be able to find the things that I'm looking for more quickly. I look forward to seeing how this manifests in game. The shooting range. The shooting range is coming to Destiny. You can now bring yourself and your fire team to mid-max and damage bosses to see what the best weapons are. You don't need to go into the Vault of Glass and into Templar to do damage testing. You can just go to this shooting range. Again, wanting to just jump back into this, the Armor 3.0 stats, there is a weapon stat here. Increases reload and handling, increases damage against minors and majors. Again, once you go past the 100, you end up getting this enhanced benefit that they're talking about here, which is where you can increase damage against bosses and opposing guardians. That is so exciting. So you now can max out your weapon stat, you can max out your class stat, you can max out your super stat, right? You can see how much damage you're doing. You can mid-max to your heart's content, and you can do it all within the shooting range here. Very, very excited for this particular piece coming to Destiny. And the fact that you bring your fire team, you can try your rotations out at the shooting range. Love to see that. I cannot wait to see what people end up doing in here. I'm sure they're going to do a whole bunch of damage testing. It also makes it easier for people like myself that don't always have a team to go to. You can just jump into here. Just a quick recap on Renegades here. Renegades is launching December 2nd. It is inspired by Star Wars, so you have some Star Wars weapons coming into here. You have a lightsaber. You have what looks like Han Solo's weapon. I am not well versed in the Star Wars lore, so please correct me if I'm wrong there. But this looks very, very cool. They have already brought some Star Wars themes into the game. Again, you can be a stormtrooper right now. If you do pre-order with the Ultimate Edition of the Year of Prophecy, that also comes with a Kylo Ren set of ornaments. It comes with a Darth Vader set of ornaments and General Grievous set of ornaments. And those are class specific. I know that Darth Vader is for Titan. I cannot remember what the other two are for. I just quickly jumped into it. We've already talked about the pre-order bonus stuff, collector's edition, New Land Beyond. The last thing here is Rite of the Nine is live right now. This is going to tie in to the Edge of Fate a little bit, but the Rite of the Nine is going to be what Pantheon was in the previous seasons before the final shape had come out. Rite of the Nine is specifically focused on the dungeons, so Prophecy, Spire of the Watcher, and Ghosts of the Deep. Spire of the Watcher is live right now. I do not know when Prophecy and Ghosts of the Deep will end up launching, but again, you can jump into these activities. There's 3 levels. There's an introductory level, somewhere medium, and then there's the ultimatum activity as well. So you can jump into this right now. This looks very exciting. I will get a chance to jump into it on Thursday when my friends are available, and we are going to tackle Spire of the Watcher, and I hope we pass it. Anyways, if you have any questions, leave them below. I will look through all your comments and whatnot and respond as needed. Very, very excited for this next year of Destiny. Very, very excited for the armor. Love that they're bringing in a new location and they're exploring something slightly outside of our solar system. So hit me up if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you. Please like and subscribe if you can. It helps me out greatly. Love you guys. Peace.